Good evening, everyone. What is happening? TLP, the Liverpool Prophet, back again on Boxing Day with more Liverpool related content. Hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas. Hope you all spent and cherished the time with your loved ones. Hope you all ate a lot, etc. Hope you all just had a very good Christmas in general. A time of where we spend time with loved ones, where we give presents to each other, etc. Hope you all had a great day. I know I did. I was going to record something, but I thought, you know what, it's Christmas Day. I think I deserve a rest on Christmas Day, as do a lot of other people. So I decided against it to spend time with the family yesterday. But of course, today, Boxing Day, we're back to normal. Of course, Liverpool play tomorrow as well. So have to do content, have to record a match preview video as per usual. So hope everyone had a Merry Christmas last year. Hope everyone had a Merry Christmas yesterday. And we're back to normal today. We are back to normal. Um, so just to get into it then, Liverpool versus Wolves is the game this weekend. That is who we will be taking on tomorrow at Anfield at 3 p.m. Another 3 p.m. kickoff at Anfield. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be an interesting game for sure. We will see how it goes. Before we get into the video, however, everyone, do remember, if you are new to the channel, do subscribe to the channel. Much appreciated. We're currently 35 subs away from 600. So if you can sub, it's much appreciated. Do drop a like on the video as well, of course. Much appreciated as well. Do turn notifications on as well, so you know whenever content drops. And of course, get down below in the comments and let me know your thoughts and opinions on tomorrow's game. But let's start with just talking about it then. Let's just get into it. Liverpool versus Wolves. On paper, everyone, I look at both teams. I look at Liverpool. I look at Wolves. Wolves are where they are. Liverpool are where we are. Both haven't had a good season, let's be totally honest. But our bad season is nowhere near their bad season, to be fair. But both have been subpar this season. We've been very, very poor for the majority of the season up until now, I'm saying. But tomorrow against Wolves has to be 3 points. Nothing other than 3 points is acceptable tomorrow at all. We can't go into the game tomorrow with the mentality of, oh, you know what, we can settle with a draw. No, this is Wolves, everyone. They are terrible. They are bottom of the table. Sat bottom of the table, only 2 points this season. A draw against Spurs away and draw at home to Brighton. 0 wins, all losses mostly. They're a terrible team. They're going to get relegated, let's be honest. They're going down. Liverpool, as bad as we've been, we're nowhere near that as bad as that. So I'm looking at it and thinking we should be getting 3 points. We have to be getting 3 points. Anything other than 3 points, sack Arnott after the game. Sack him. It's unacceptable. United were able to beat them. Everyone has beat this team other than Spurs, who are the so-called Big Six team as well. Everyone beats Wolves. Everyone has this season. We have to go into the game with the same mindset too. I'm not saying we're going to score 4 or 5 goals, of course not. But we have to win the game. We cannot walk away with anything other than 3 points because Wolves are dead. They're terrible. They've had a terrible start. They've actually sacked their manager already. They had a Portuguese manager before this new manager came in. Obviously, he ended up getting sacked. New managers come in, hasn't really made a difference. They're still losing games. They're going to be relegated. They're probably going to be the first team to get relegated, and they're probably going to get an early relegation too. Probably around March. By March, they'll be relegated. So we can't do anything in this game other than get 3 points. A draw, unacceptable, and a loss, unacceptable by any means. We cannot lose. A win and nothing other than a win is acceptable for me. Imagine we lose to Wolves. The amount of banter that's going to come our way, the amount of ridicule that's going to come our way. Just imagine, everyone's beating them. Manchester United, who are poor, went to Wolves' ground, to the Molineux, and scored 4 goals, and they made United look like world beaters. Granted, they had a better performance against Arsenal, but they still won. Arsenal still got the 3 points. So we have to get the 3 points tomorrow. What I will say about Wolves, though, I know I've just belittled them there. I'll give them a bit of flowers. Since their new manager came in, you can see a bit more of a difference. I can see a little bit more fight with them, though I haven't watched much of their games. Against United was the first time I really sat down and watched them because there was nothing to do on the night. And I thought they were poor against United. They were pressuring United. They were getting into decent areas, but they didn't have no clinical finishes. United ultimately 4-1 winners, deservedly 4-1 winners. And they made United look good. But then I watched them against Arsenal, I think 2 weeks ago, when they went away to the Emirates. And they played very well against Arsenal. They put in a very good shift, in my opinion, away at the Emirates. It was only because of their own stupidity, scoring 2 own goals, that got Arsenal the 3 points. Had they not done that, they could have gotten something out of that game. They could have very well gotten a point, and it would have been a deserved point. Arsenal on the day were terrible, but they still got the win, of course. So Wolves have improved. Like I said, their own stupidity did them in at the Emirates and made them lose. Well, is the reason they left with nothing. But they were much improved against Arsenal when they were against Manchester United. If they can play like how they do, well, if they can play how they did at the Emirates tomorrow, they will cause Liverpool problems because Liverpool also are not great. Will struggle. If they play how they did against United, we should have a pretty comfortable afternoon. Let's be totally honest about it. But yeah, it should be 3 points and nothing other than 3 points. Team news for the game. Obviously, Cody Gakpo at left wing is still out, so Arne Slot cannot play his Dutch son in this game. He cannot play his son. So, yeah, no Cody Gakpo still. Of course, Dominic Szoboszlai, after picking up another yellow card against Spurs, will also miss this game. He will be suspended. Now, normally, if Szoboszlai was suspended, I would have been losing my mind saying, oh my God, our best player is out. Our bright spark is going to be out. Any other team, I would have said that. But against Wolves at home, come on, we have to be beating Wolves at home without Szoboszlai in the team. We should be able to beat Wolves at home without Szoboszlai in the team, in my opinion. If we can't, what does that say about us, right? But yeah, any other team, I would have been crapping it without Szoboszlai. But because it's Wolves at home, I think we can make do and I think we'll be fine. So we'll see who plays at right wing. Other than that, Conor Bradley, of course, as well, is going to be out for the game. Of course, after picking up a little niggle against Spurs, he won't play the game. The good news, though, is Jeremy Frimpong is back. So Bradley goes out, Frimpong comes in. Yes, it's annoying because we haven't had them both fit at the same time, but at least Frimpong is there who can cover in at right back now, a proper right back there. Gomez, of course, still out as well. Other than that, I think we're relatively good injuries wise. Of course, Mohamed Salah as well, still at the AFCON. I saw he scored. He scored a late winner for Egypt the other day, so well in Mo. Hopefully, he does bits there and he comes back to Liverpool rejuvenated. So yeah, other than I think for the game, you've got Mohamed Salah, of course, out due to AFCON. Szoboszlai out with a suspension. Bradley out with an injury, and Gakpo out with an injury. So we have got four players missing that are usually in and around the team. So we are a little bit light. We're a little bit light at right wing. We're a little bit light at left wing. We're a little bit light at right back. But you know what? We'll make do against Wolves. If there's any team you can get away with having all these injuries against and being a bit light against, I think it is Wolves at home. So yeah. It's of course going to be an emotional game as well, everyone. As we all know, Diogo Jota played for both teams. First, he was a Wolverhampton Wanderers player, and then in 2020, he signed for Liverpool. But Wolves fans also love Diogo Jota just as much as Liverpool fans love him. They were, of course, devastated to hear about his death as well when it happened, as we all were. But a heartwarming gesture looks like it's going to happen. From what I've been reading online, both of Diogo Jota's sons are going to be joining the team tomorrow, and they are going to be mascots, apparently. When the kids walk out with the players, I believe both of Diogo's sons will be there as well, walking out with the players. It's a very heartwarming gesture, a very, very touching, heartwarming gesture. And I'm sure that both Liverpool and Wolves will join together and will produce a lovely tribute to Diogo in his memory. I hope they do. And I hope he's sat up there in heaven watching as well. Fingers crossed. So yeah, it's going to be an emotional day. Both clubs, of course, very attached to Diogo. They both love Diogo as a player too. Wolves never forgot about him. Liverpool, of course, will never forget about him. So I hope both clubs produce something very special tomorrow. And I'll always have respect for Wolverhampton Wanderers. The way they dealt with the Diogo tragedy, the way they showed respect, kindness, the love they showed, I'll always have them in high regards. They might be going down this season. They might be having a poor year, etc. But I do hope when they do go down, they can come straight back up. Because I felt the way they dealt with Diogo, the support they showed, was absolutely incredible. So you know what? Good luck to Wolves. If they could survive relegation this season, I'd be very happy for them. I'll be totally honest. But looks like they're not. But I'm sure tomorrow both clubs are going to produce something very, very touching and heartfelt to Diogo. I don't know if his family's going to be there. I don't know if Diogo's wife Ruth Haywood will be there. I'm not too sure, but we'll have to wait and see. But I've got no doubt it'll be an emotional game for both sides. It'll be an emotional game for the players, of course, and it'll be an emotional one for Diogo's family, who I assume be watching as well. So, yeah, of course, Christmas was around yesterday. Our first Christmas as Liverpool supporters without Diogo around. The players' first Christmas without their mate around. Diogo's family, his mother, his father, his wife, his three lovely children, their first Christmas without Diogo around. So you can only imagine how difficult it must have been for them. It must have been a very difficult day. But I do hope his spirit is always with them, of course, and he's always there. He's always present, even if we cannot see him. So, yeah, I've got no doubt there'll be something lovely tomorrow produced, and hopefully, Liverpool can do Diogo proud and win the game on his day. Well, on the day. So we'll see what happens there. We will see what happens. Other than that, injury wise, I don't think we're looking too bad. Look, in a game like this, with Mohamed Salah out, with Dominic Szoboszlai out with a suspension, there's no one at right wing who can play other than Federico Chiesa. Now, on paper, you think, okay, Federico Chiesa is a right winger. He's the only one left with Salah being out and Szoboszlai being suspended. Let's play Federico Chiesa at right wing. But I don't think the manager will do that. I don't think Arne Slot will play Federico Chiesa at right wing. The guy won't play Federico Chiesa no matter what, let alone give him a start. He's reluctant to bring him on off the bench. So as much as he should start, as much as we fans know he should start, he's not going to start. So I'm not going to entertain the idea. I genuinely feel Arne Slot will go out of his way to put Calvin Ramsey at right back and push Jeremy Frimpong at right wing. Now, of course, Frimpong's versatile. He can play right wing, he can play right wing back, and he can play right back. But I'd love to see. I want to see him as a right back because we bought him to play as a right back or even a right wing back. We did not bring him in to play as a right winger. So I would like to see Frimpong at right back and Chiesa start the game as a right winger. But we know the manager won't do that. I think it will be Calvin Ramsey. Yes, I think he will actually shoehorn Calvin Ramsey in and shoehorn Frimpong in at right wing just so he doesn't have to start Chiesa. That's how petty this guy is towards Federico. It's annoying. It angers me so much, but what can I do? What can I do? I'll be shocked if I look at the team sheet tomorrow at 2 p.m. and see that Chiesa has gotten a game because I don't think he will. As much as I love it, I don't think he will. So I think Frimpong plays at right wing. Interesting to see how he gets on there. I was told he played there at Leverkusen a couple of times. Never really watched him when he was playing there. So we'll see how he gets on. Hopefully he can do some bits there. Ramsey at right back, I'm not sure about that. I'll be totally honest. I think that's a disaster waiting to happen. I think the guy hasn't played in ages. He's someone that Slot doesn't rate, but obviously he doesn't rate Chiesa more, so he will play Ramsey, go out of his way, so to start Ramsey. So I'm not sure about that, but fingers crossed he can have a decent game. It is Wolves, so he should be okay. And then at left wing, I'd love to see Rio and Gamoa get a game. For this game, I'd love to see Chiesa off the right and Ngamoa off the left. But again, similar to the Chiesa situation, the Rio one is also the same. The manager just does not trust Rio and Gamoa, doesn't think he's good enough. So I think again, he will shoehorn Wirtz in at left wing. And I've got no problem with Wirtz being on the left wing. I think Wirtz plays well off the left wing. Granted, it's not his natural position. You'd rather see him in the 10. But I think he can do bits on the left wing as well. But I'd rather see him in the 10. And I'd love to see Rio start. But no, I think Rio will be benched again. Wirtz off the left. And I think Jones as the cam. So, yeah, it's annoying. But I'd love to see them both start. If they both start, I'll hold my hands up and I'll say, you know what? Slot, I was wrong. Fair play. But I just don't see him doing it. I just don't see the guy doing it, unfortunately. So, yeah. Other than that, everyone, um, like I said, on paper, should be 3 points. And our next three games as well on paper, look at them. Wolves at home, Leeds at home, and Fulham away. Anything other than 9 points there is unacceptable. I know Leeds gave us a good game at Ellen Road, but that was at Ellen Road. The crowd was behind them. The players were galvanised. At Anfield, we should be able to deal with them. Having said that, they've come into a good run of form. They're winning a couple of games and they're shooting right up the table. Fulham away usually would be a tough game. They're a very well-oiled, well-drilled team. They always produce well, or they always produce good performances against the big six teams in general. But I don't think they'll do it this time because this year, of course, Fulham haven't been their usual selves. They've had a bit of a poor season. So that should be 3 points as well. However, on another year, I would have said we should be going there and we'd probably struggle in that game. So anything other than 9 points in the next three games is unacceptable and a sackable offence. We have to be winning all three of these games really on paper. And I expect nothing less. And as fans, we should expect nothing less as well. And I think the manager will continue his luck. I think the manager will continue to get away with it. And he will continue to, how do I say it, ride his luck for now until it comes crossing down again. Which it will. It will because it's inevitable. You can only get away with it for so long. But yeah, anything other than 9 points from the next three games, unacceptable. But moving on, I wanted to share with you guys my predicted starting 11 for the game. So the team I think will take to the pitch against Wolves tomorrow. So hopefully you guys can see this. Hopefully you guys can see this. Apologies about the ad, everyone. So yeah, this is my predicted 11 to face Wolves tomorrow, as you guys can see there. You can see there's quite a couple of changes that I've made. Now, granted, it could look very different if the manager does what he should do. But I think it'll be very similar to this tomorrow when we look at the team sheet. So if I just run you through it, of course, Alisson in goal, of course, Mr. Reliable, the best goalkeeper in the world, will start in goal. No debate there. There's no one else you'd rather have, let's be totally honest about it. So it will be Alisson in goal, as per usual. Um, Apologies about that there. It will be Alisson in goal. No Mohamed Arsfili. Look, it's got to be Ali if he's fit. So, look, I think we should just start skipping the goalkeeper when we do starting 11 predictions because it's going to be Alisson if he's fit, no matter what. So, yeah, Ali in goal. Moving to right back, I said I think it will be Karen Ramsey. I'd love to see Frimpong there. I'd love to see him I'd love to see what he can do because I think against Spurs when he came on, he looked very lively, very up for it. Got himself an assist for Hugo's goal as well. A very, very impressive display and outing when he came on as a sub. So I'd love to see him at right back again and see what he can do. But like I said, I don't think he will. I think the manager will shoehorn Calvin Ramsey in at right back for this game at least. So I think Ramsey gets a start in the Premier League. Will he have a good game? I don't know. The guy hasn't played in ages, so we'll have to see. I think it's a disaster waiting to happen personally because the guy hasn't played in ages, of course. But against Wolves at home, we should be fine. He should be able to deal with it. So, yeah. Moving to the centre back pairing, of course, it will be Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahim Konate. Don't know what to make of these two recently. They've been better, but they're still very, very iffy. Let's be totally honest. They're still very suspect. So, we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, they can have a good game. We should be getting a clean sheet against Wolves at home. I'll be totally honest about that as well. We should be getting a clean sheet. So, Virgil and Ibra at centre back pairing. Left back, Milos Kerkez. I think we're now starting to see Slot make Kerkez the official left back for the club. He was rotating between Robbo and Kerkez at first, but I feel now he's starting to start Kerkez more, and we're starting to see Kerkez take over from Robbo as the new Liverpool left back. Look, it's a bit upsetting because Robbo's been a great servant down the years, but what can we do? Times move on, we have to evolve. Kerkez has looked better in the last couple of games. You know, he started off woefully, still isn't great, but he has looked better. There has been improvement there, so I will give him that. And I think in the long term, he will be a good investment, but he's just not a good investment right now as we sit here and talk about it. So, yeah, that is my back four. Calvin Ramsey at right back, Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahim Konate at centre back, and Milos Kerkez at left back. Moving into the midfield double pivot, I've gone with Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister. Now, what I would do personally, I would start Chiesa right wing, Wirtz as the 10, Rio off the left, and I'd start Gravenberch and Jones as the double pivot. But we know the manager won't do that because we know the manager's got agendas against certain players. So I think for this game, we'll see Gravenberch there. Gravenberch, if he's fit, will always start in the midfield. Let's be totally honest about that because he's so integral to the midfield. And I think it will be Alexis McAllister next to him. McAllister, we really need McAllister to start getting back to his best, don't we? We really need the McAllister from last season back. This season, he's been very below par for his standards. I don't think he's washed. I'm seeing a lot of people say McAllister's washed. He's finished. He's no longer up there as a top CM. I disagree. I think he's just having a bad patch. So I think he will be back to his best soon, but we need it sooner rather than later, let's be honest. I start Jones there because I think Jones has been a very, very good player for us this season. They're certainly gone up in my eyes, certainly gone up in my estimation. So I would start Curtis next to Gravenberch. But like I said, the manager I feel will start McAllister there because he's obsessed with starting McAllister and Gravenberch together. Although I'd start Jones, but yeah, that would be my double pivot. I think Ryan Gravenberch next to Alexis McAllister. We'll see what they can do against Wolves. We should be fine with that double pivot. I'll be honest. Moving up top to the three across the front line. So off the right wing, Jeremy Frimpong. Like I said, I'd rather him play right back and I'd rather Chiesa play right wing, but I don't think Chiesa gets a game. I just don't think the Chiesa will get a game at all, so I'm not even going to entertain the idea. So I think Frimpong plays out right wing for this game. Now, of course, I think for Leverkusen, like I mentioned earlier, he has played right back for Leverkusen before. I didn't watch much of Leverkusen last season or the season before, so I don't really know what he's like at right wing. Hopefully, he can do a decent job. I hear he's pretty decent at right wing. He's not the best, of course, but he can fill in there when needs be. But look, we bought Frimpong to be a right back or a right wing back even. We did not buy him to be a right winger. So when I'm seeing players shoehorn into unnatural positions, it does my head in. And I feel Stott's done that a lot this season. He's done it with Szoboszlai. He's done it with other players in the team, and it annoys me. But yeah, agendas will always agenda, I suppose, and he'll do anything not to play Chiesa, even if it means shoehorning players in. So I think Frimpong plays off the right for this game. Be interesting to see how he does off the right. Obviously, if Soboslai was suspended, he would play off the right, I believe. If Salah was here, of course, he would play as well, probably. But with both of them not here, it will be Frimpong, I believe, at right wing. We'll see how he does. We'll see how he does, everyone. Hopefully, he can produce a good performance and have another decent outing like he did against Spurs when he came on. Moving into the attacking midfield role, I've gone with Curtis Jones. I think Jones has got to start. He's earned the right to be a starter. During that horrible run we were on, he was one of the only players that was standing up in front of the media, holding accountability, holding standards up. So I think he has to start. I would start him in the double pivot personally, but I wouldn't mind seeing him start as the 10 as well. What I'd do as well, like I said, I'd start Wirtz in the 10. I'd put him back in the double pivot and I'd put Rio for left, but agendas with agenda, like I said. So I think Jones will start as the 10 in this game. I don't really know about him as a 10. I think he's better in a double pivot, like I said. I don't think he's great as a 10, but look, he's got to start somewhere on the pitch for me. So as long as he starts, I'm happy with it and I'll take it. So Jones as the 10. Off the left, of course, Florian Wirtz I've gone with. Wirtz does okay off the left. Granted, it's not his left position. I think he does a bit on there. Against Real Madrid, him off the left was causing problems and it definitely do Real Madrid off as well. I think he does bits there because he's unpredictable. If Gakpo was fit, of course, we know Cody Gakpo would have played off the left wing. But of course, Gakpo is not fit. Slot's hand is forced. I would go with Rio and Gamoa. Against Wolves, I think you can experiment a bit because we should get the 3 points regardless. We can probably put a B team out against Wolves and win the game because they're that bad. But I'd go Rio, but the manager, like I said, made it very clear doesn't rate Rio. So I think it will be Florian Wirtz off the left wing. And I think he'll do bits there. I think we'll be fine with Wirtz off the left wing. Up top, of course, Ekitike. It will be Hugo Ekitike. Hopefully, he can continue his great goal scoring run. 2 against Brighton, 1 against Spurs as well. Wasn't great against Spurs overall in the game, but popped up with another goal. Best signing of the season. Arguably the best summer signing of the whole Premier League from every single club. He's been that good. So fingers crossed he can continue it on and score another goal here. I've just realised when I was touching on injury news earlier, I missed out on Alexander Isak. Alexander Isak, of course, scored a goal against Spurs, went off with an injury. Of course, unfortunately, it's been confirmed he's going to be out for the foreseeable future, so for the next couple of months. So, of course, fingers crossed Isak has a speedy recovery and we want to see him back soon, but it does mean that Ekitike will be our main striker going forward, probably for the remainder of this season at least. So, got it for Isak, of course, but now Ekitike has a clear road. He will start week in, week out. And I have said he should be starting week in, week out because I feel he's definitely been the better striker out of them. But of course, you never want a player to be injured. So hopefully Isak has a speedy recovery and he's back very, very soon. But that's my team, everyone. That is my team for tomorrow's game. A little bit of changes, a lot of chopping and changing there, but I think that's what a stop does. Just to run you guys through the team again, I think Alisson in goal, Calvin Ramsey at right back, Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahim Konate at centre back, Milos Kerkez at left back, a midfield double pivot of Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister. The attack consists of Jeremy Frimpong off the right wing, Curtis Jones as the number 10 attacking midfielder, Florian Wirtz on the left as the left winger, and up top a striker, Hugo Ekitike. So that is my team for tomorrow's game. So yeah, if I just stop share screening that, get myself back in the middle. So yeah, that's my team, everyone. As for score prediction, we always want to go to the score prediction. I always leave the score prediction to the end. Look, everyone, must-win game. Has to be 3 points. Should be 3 points. And it should be a comfortable 3 points as well. I don't want to see us struggling in the game. I don't see how we can struggle in this game because Wolves are that bad. So I'm actually going to go with a win. I don't usually predict wins because how bad Liverpool have been this season, but this is a game where I'm going to predict a win. It should be a straightforward win. I don't think it's going to be a battering. I don't think it's going to be a game where we score 3, 4, 5 goals. We're not that team this season. We're not good enough to do that this year. But I think we'll win the game and we'll get a routine win. I do think we'll make it harder than it needs to be, though, because we're Liverpool. We always love to do that. But I'm going to go with a 2-0 win. I'm going to go with a 2-0 Liverpool home win. You know, a relatively routine, 2 goals scored, a clean sheet. Got to be getting a clean sheet at home to Wolves, you know. Got to be getting a clean sheet. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 home win for Liverpool. Nothing major, nothing fancy. Not a great performance, but we get over the line and we get another 3 points on the board going into the Leeds game ahead of the new year. So I think we win. I think we win and we should win. Like I said, if we don't win, sack the manager. Just sack him at the full-time whistle, to be fair. Just sack him. because we can't be not getting 3 points in this game against Wolves. This is 6 points. Wolves home and away this season, it should be 6 points for every team, every Big Six team at least. So if we don't get 3 points tomorrow, I don't care. Get him out of here. Get him gone. But I'm going to go with a win. I don't think we'll batter them, but I think we'll win. I've gone with a Liverpool 2, Wolves 0 scoreline. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, everyone. Let me know your score prediction and your thoughts and feelings on the game as well ahead of tomorrow's kickoff. Let me know down below in the comments. Always interested to hear and see what other Liverpool fans have to say. Other than that, everyone, we've reached the end of today's match preview. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, do smash a like on the video. Of course, do sub to the channel as well. Currently 35 subs away from 600, so if you can sub, it's much appreciated and it goes a long way. And of course, turn notifications on as well, so you know whenever content drops. Other than that, I'm going to finish up, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow with my match reaction after the game. Hopefully after Liverpool pick up another 3 points. But we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. But on your way out, everyone, do remember, do drop a like on the vid, do sub to the channel, and do, of course, get down below in the comments, give me your thoughts and opinions, and let me know your score predictions as well. Other than that, TLP out. I'll speak to you guys tomorrow in the match reaction. Up the Reds. Let's go. Bye for now.